Guys, welcome back. Number 14. Episode 14, part 14, whatever you want to call it. We're back on the Blake issues at hand, the whatnot, upside down turbulence that has been going on. Yes, we're going to still make these videos, and I know there's going to be 6 or 7 G-ballers in the comment section that are saying, oh no, Rattle, you're beating this to death. Yeah, that's the point. The point is, people have not received their refunds yet. Some have, some haven't. But until whatnot makes this right, until the entire thing is cleaned from top to bottom, as long as I keep having information come across my desk, then we're going to keep covering it. That's just how it works. As usual today, since we have so much information built up, I'm going to do you guys a solid, and we're going to cover 3 major topics. The first one being this, whatever the hell you want to call this on screen. PMW now is claiming that he had nothing to do with it. He doesn't want to throw anyone else under the bus. He doesn't want to say, hey, Snee was scamming, but I wasn't scamming. I was just too dumb to realize that the energies were repeating, even though my chat told me time and time again that they would repeat and that there was an order to them. More on that. We're going to have to give him a little bit of a reminder. We'll go back and look at the clips to show him he was doing exactly the same thing as all the other streamers, all the recent streamers. We gotta do a little more digging on the older streamers. So we'll touch on that briefly. But yeah. Also, in this video, we will take a look at the dumpster fire that is the Whatnot Discord. If you want to join a better Discord, there is the Rattle Pokemon Discord. There's always a link to that down below. Thank you to all the new members and everyone that's taken an eye, taken a look out, taken a bite at a crime. I don't know if I can say that legally, but we're going to anyway. And then we have a more grading shenanigans. So yes, does it surprise anyone that the grading thing was not a one-time issue? It doesn't surprise me. But here it is. I'm going to show you everything that I can possibly show you. I'm going to give you my opinions. That's just it. These videos are my opinions. Form your own opinions. Whatnot seems to have similar opinions since they are banning people and refunding a ton of money. There's a lot of money. There's people that have a lot of money tied up in this stuff. We're going to have an episode by episode update. I was in touch with Maggie. Maggie has not been refunded. Maggie, please refund. Refund, Maggie. Oh no, my camera is going out of focus a little bit. I might have to change that. But here it is. We have PMW. I don't know if you guys recall, but he's been featured in these videos already. And we will take a look at that in just a second here after I adjust my autofocus that turned itself back on somehow. All right, it's this like weird scrolling crap. We are not going to play the music because I do not want to have to trim it out to oblivion. Oh, I guess we should look at some meme action. We have some people who are, I'm going to assume this is like against terms of service. If not, it's borderline. It's definitely some trolling for sure. We have people that are making Blake accounts, Blake's Breaks, as in like automotive brakes, and going into the chat. Saying don't take it off screen like I do. Fair enough. I think not even necessarily the taking it off screen, but having it off screen before it comes onto the screen in order to, there's a lot of shenanigans that can happen with that when you can preset the order of things, which is seemingly what they like to do. You got an Umbreon VMAX, we got a Blake Breaks. So we got every variation known to man. Very funny, very classic. Again, I don't know if that'll get you banned, but even better, we have some people sporting the Rattle logo, and anyone that does, you have my consent to do so. If you would like to use the Rattle logo on your Whatnot account to just put some fear into any of the streamers that might be doing wrong. I'm not saying Roger Rips is doing anything wrong. What I'm saying is maybe it's a good thing. Maybe we just make it rain Rattle profile pictures, and then people will know, hey, I better not be messing around here, or Rattle is going to find out. And that's one thing. It's just like everyone in the Discord sharing information, very helpful for me. I'm only one set of eyes, so all of the help throughout all of this is much appreciated for everyone that was looking through clips, that was looking through full streams, that was looking through all of that stuff. Hats off to you. You are very much appreciated. Whether you can take credit for it or not, just know that I'm thankful for that. We have, wait, what are they saying in here? We got I Love Rattle from Frank Bug. We got some 24K Golden with some laughing, crying emojis. What do we got here? Frank Bug says, Rattle is cute and thick as F. Thank you. Pacheco94 says, "What's rattle?" That's pretty funny. I do appreciate that. That's classic. All right, into the PMW. I am not a guilty man type of statement thing going on here. We need to center this because it is off screen just a little bit. Oh my God, PMW. Let's get in. Let's read through the whole thing. We're gonna do the French Cowboy. A message from PMW. I want to thank everyone who has reached out to share their support and positivity amidst the adversity that has taken place over the last 2 weeks. I'm sure, I can't believe, at least he used adversity and not optics in this sentence here, so he didn't want to, he at least switched it up a little bit this time. This has been a difficult time with false allegations and accusations being made, some directed towards me and my brand PMW Collectibles. So this is seemingly like, I don't know if this is another instance where like they want to, you notice loose skill, I liked it down on the bottom there. Who would have guessed? I don't know if he's trying the same. He's trying the loose strat where he's going to say that was Blake's Breaks. That wasn't PMW Collectibles doing that. We're totally separate entities. No, that's not how it should work. If you're on one account doing something shady, it should transfer over to any account that you ever become a part of. You can't rip people off on one account and then just make a new one, or like have an alt account that you can stream on. That's not how it works. I don't think. For those who are not familiar with me and my brand, I encourage them to check out my PMW Collectibles page on Whatnot with 3,500 plus positive reviews. Well, guess what? The Blake account had a lot of positive reviews as well. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything, really. I mean, we saw Argent Dylan on eBay. Dude was fake stamping left and right, 100% positive on eBay, because he would refund anyone that said, "Hey, I think you sold me fake crap. These came back and they weren't real." Stuff like that. So it's just because you were good at it doesn't mean that you didn't do it, right? Not to mention the fact that like even if you didn't rip anyone off, I have no idea if you did on your own channel or not. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Whether you did a billion good things, you could have saved 1 million babies on your main account. If you start stealing money from someone else on another account, you still stole money on another account. I don't care. I know if maybe you went to an orphanage and you made it rain bounties on all the babies and the community there, but it doesn't matter. I know the whole like a scammer thing is to divert and say like, "Oh, but look at the good things that I've done. Look at my reviews. They're so sick nasty." Yeah, well, the people wouldn't have been buying if they thought they were getting ripped off. And not to mention that it's on a separate account. It's still you. It's just you on a separate account. Same platform, different account. I started my Whatnot journey as a buyer, and like many others, I found that connecting with the community on the app made my collecting experience far more enjoyable. There we go. Community drop. Can't say that word. It's a bad one. You might as well be saying every bad word in the book. Man, it's so tainted. It's every time. It's like the Swiss Army knife of scammers. It's like for the kids, for the families, the community, giveaways. I made friends on the app, and many of whom are still close friends to this day. When I finally got approved to sell, it was much more difficult back then. I put everything I had, both personally and financially, into my business. Yeah, well, guess what? That doesn't matter. I don't care how hard you worked. I don't care if you were honest for 25 years on Whatnot before it existed. And then you come on there and you rip somebody off. You rip somebody off. I held myself and still hold myself to the high. What? Why did he cut it off so that it's the same text on the second one? I held myself and still hold myself to the highest standards professionally and ethically. I make sure all my streams are entertaining and fun while always giving my viewers a fair chance to win massive prizes. Oh my God, you're so generous. Damn it, you're generous. It's a shame that 1 in 8 advertised odds of winning, or the 1 in 8 expected odds of winning, are not actually 1 in 8. That's the problem here. Yes, maybe they had a chance of winning because you messed up the pack order. You accidentally grabbed one that wasn't from the front. Again, this is ridiculous. This is what my brand PMW Collectibles was built on. Giving. I was so generous, guys. Because of my reputation as a streamer on Whatnot, Blake Martinez asked me to stream for his company blakesbreaks as an independent contractor. So, from what I've seen, anyone that Blake was asking to stream for him was, I don't know if it was their reputation more so. It seems like he likes to work with people that are exploitable. That's the trend I'm seeing. I'm not seeing reputation necessarily. I mean, all we got to do is take a look at Lou Skilla, the dude. Surely his reputation is not that great. He's got the radio playing in the background to the point that like even YouTube doesn't recognize the song because it's so poorly coming through his microphone. He's got ads in the background because he's just playing the radio or Spotify. When streaming on the blakesbreaks Whatnot account, I brought the same level of experience, knowledge, and transparency to my streams. Well, I don't know. It's not very transparent to have stuff off screen. It's not very transparent of you to not listen to your viewers who are telling you directly that it's mappable. There's a lot of things that you did was not very transparent. It's the buckets. The buckets, are those transparent as well? The altered buckets. The bucket shenanigans where you can add or not add packs depending on whether you want a bounty to hit or not. Is that a thing? My primary goal remained the same as it was on my channel. Provide honest and entertaining breaks. It's a shame that it doesn't seem like you lived up to that goal. Even though it was a primary one. Over the last couple of weeks, fake posts and random snippets taken out of context to create a misleading narrative have been circulated. I can firmly and confidently say that whenever I was streaming, things were fair. I never swapped, weighed, tampered with, altered, or mapped packs in any way. Come on. Are you saying that you didn't map them because they were already pre-mappable and you just took them out of the case in order? But I mean, then when you want someone to win and you change that order up so that someone does win, that I think that counts as mapping or taking advantage of the fact that they're mappable. What's the technicality here? What are you trying to say? Since I began selling cards on Whatnot, the most important factor in my success was the interaction and trust of the TCG community. I would never do anything that would break that trust. This is more than just a hobby to me. It has become my life and livelihood. This is how I pay my bills and feed my family. So here it is, family, and I don't care. You can feed your family in a way that isn't taking advantage of other people. That's my take on it. I don't give a fuck what you go do. It's not going to be ripping people off, because as long as anyone's ripping people off, I'm going to be ripping you a new butthole. That's it. That's all. I don't think anyone should trust you or anyone else that was involved with this. It's pretty blatant. It's pretty there. I mean, people can do what they want with their own money, but you might be better off just setting it on fire. I guess that's probably against the law. So maybe you're not better. Maybe you're better off donating it to PMW with his very rigged, in my opinion, energy games. It also blows my absolute mind that people are actually liking this shit. Like, who is it other than like the Blakers? People that just are also doing this stuff. Like liking something like this is just putting you right on the list of people I need to look into. I don't know if they realize that or not, but either that or like, okay, maybe they don't understand. Maybe they haven't watched the series. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're dumb or lazy. It's something like that. Dumb, lazy, or they're also a scammer and think it's a good idea to defend scamming. That's my take on it. To Whatnot, I would like to know what proof or evidence you used to reach the decision to remove PMW collectibles from the app, as none has been provided to me yet. To my followers, friends, and buyers, I appreciate your faith and loyalty despite the fraudulent and unsubstantiated allegations being made about my business and my character. Love y'all. See you soon. I don't know if they have to. I don't think that they necessarily will. I don't think they're going to make a series for you like I will. I'll gladly point out what was going on there. We'll give this I guess we have to go back to the main one here. The statement. So yeah, like 86 likes. Like how do 86 people like you, claiming that you're innocent and that you didn't scam anyone, that you didn't do the mapped pack thing that everyone was doing with the exact same blister packs? That blows my mind that there are 86 people that want to put their name on this. That is like a scammer petition right there.
Hello.
Good day. Is this PMW?
Who's this?
It's Rattle. How's it going?
Rattle.
Yeah.
How'd you get my number?
I'm pretty good at finding numbers, but yeah, I just wanted to see if you'd like to discuss some of the issues with you Blake folk recently.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. See ya. We are absolutely going to speed run this, and we're only going to show a few examples here, but these are the random snippets, and again, I'm going to give you the context for it, PMW, just in case you're too dense to understand the first time. The significance of this snippet is the fact that all 6 of you were doing the same thing. We had the same blisters, we had the same energy order. This is showing that on different dates, you guys were all doing the same energy match game, where you had to match any of the previous energies, which should be very easy to do, especially once you get into several of them. But apparently it wasn't, because again, the packs were mapped. They were using these packs almost certainly for a reason, and so that's the significance here. Quick little note: Pokeplugs has an underscore in it. The Pokeplugs without an underscore is not the person involved. That's unfortunate that you have the same name as them. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that you named yourself Plugs or Pokeplugs to begin with, but my condolences to them. I think on their profile they had to put something that says like, "Hey, I'm not the Pokeplugs." I did not add this. That was Dogs Out 69 who put this together and missed the underscore there. But regardless, I think there's still going to be that confusion. Yeah, so all of them. Here it is. The energy. The order of the energies is always the same in those mapped boxes, unless they switch them up, which they like to do sometimes. Usually they're pretty lazy and they don't, and that's why we end up with clips like this.
Third easiest one to hit, 2, 1, Water Boy, NFT's in. Come on.
Oh, payment failed. NFT. NFT!
Lightning.
Fighting! Oh, yeah, 1 and 9. What am I thinking? Guys, next one's up.
Empty went through. Massive fighting. This is the one that hits every single time. 6 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chad, let's go.
The wrong effing F. Here it is. Easiest one.
Easiest one to hit. Easiest one to go back to back. Pokemon, what is so funny? 7 seconds left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pokemon, let's go.
Ooh, we got him a champ VMAX with the psychic.
Third easiest one to hit, 2.
So there it is. That's that clip. And why that's important is the fact that that was the standard order that the energies come out of that box. You all left them that way because that was the easiest and laziest thing to do. Again, this is all my opinion, but I mean, you were all doing it. You were all doing it with conveniently the same packs, the same hanger packs every single time, all the same hanger packs, other than Snee that liked to deviate and was using the Vivid Voltage, but those, because maybe they came from something that wasn't as mappable, wasn't as consistent, had to have the bottom of those packs open, and when playing Guessing Energy, had to switch them out with something that wasn't the correct one, so people couldn't win, or had to, again, put them in order, take them out of the pack, know what energy's in there. Again, they're not good. Like the people that are defending this crap and saying, "Oh, but I got the awesome hits." The hits don't matter. They're ripping you off on the bounties, not necessarily the hits that are within the packs. They don't need to take the hits within the packs. They don't need to take your $20 rainbow boy, your $20 full art trainer, anything like that. They don't need that. They don't need to take that. They can take you for a ride on the carnival with the bounty games. Oh my god, I can't believe we're watching this again, but we're going to have Pwood and PMW. We're going to have both of them. Again, we have to go back through this for them, for the sake of them, so they can know that they were scamming, apparently. But here it is. We're going to see them both get told by their chat and respond to their chat, which Whatnot can see. We can't see the chat. Would love to see the chat and who got banned for saying what. I'm assuming that a lot of people got banned for guessing the energy when they're not supposed to guess the energy, that they know the pattern and they call it out. Probably a lot of people banned for that. Probably a lot of people banned for saying that the stuff is mappable, and them directly responding verbally that the stuff is not mappable, when clearly there's a map there. You can see the same energy order that we watched before, the same energy order that we watched in these two clips that I'm about to show. It's all right there. It's all right there in front of them.
That's cool, because I've never scammed somebody in my entire life. And also, nobody actually even knows me. If you actually knew me, you wouldn't say that either. I'm honestly probably one of the most genuine and loving people you will meet. So I absolutely love you all. This is blisters, chat. I don't want to hear nothing. These are 100% hanger packs. Random as F. They're all random hangers. Oh my god. You know the odds of this happening? Or I've never had this happen before, ever. Let alone, what are the odds of this happening? Chat, 6 of the 9 energy.
This is insane. This is insane! There is definitely not a pattern. There's every single pack is a blister pack. They are completely random.
There you have it. Again, they've all been told. They all have meetings to talk about this stuff, to talk about what's going on. You think that at any point they would have mentioned to each other? Or you think at any point they would have just said like, hey, everyone keeps telling me these are mappable, and that there's an order to them, and that's why we can't win this game until way later on, and that's why we're soaking in so much money at the end of a stream with this. Oh, it doesn't. You can match any of the ones on there, and that's why statistically, even though it pretty much can't happen, it keeps happening over and over again at the end of the stream here. Oh my god, this is the first time ever. I can't believe we were at 6 energies. I can't believe we went through every single energy, Maggie. All right, last PMW clip. And again, if any of the audio is muted or choppy, that's because YouTube didn't like it. So if you want to watch the completely audio-filled version, it will be up on Twitter the day after this goes live. And just in case, PMW is going to say, oh my goodness, that was a mashup. That was taken out of context or whatever. The full clip is there as well. We got MG155997 who clipped this bad boy.
I love all the people that think that there's a pattern. Kling Clang. Galissapod. Yo! No way! No way! This is insane! There is definitely not a pattern. There's every single pack is a blister pack. They are completely random. Fighting fire, psychic, steel, or water. Fighting fire, psychic, steel, or water. 5 shots, chat, at a 1.2.
All right, so yes, as you would imagine, yeah, too lazy to even mix up the booster packs, even though you can open one and know what the rest of the order will be after that one that you open. Just didn't bother to mix it up. It says out loud what the order is. This is the standard order. This is the order that we've seen from them. Again, the chat very much warning him that they're mappable, and he did nothing about it. I can only imagine exactly how many comments within the videos themselves there are. Whatnot is going to have to take a look at that. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they took that into consideration as well. But like, come on. Yeah, again, the odds become so drastically high. You have a jumbo numbo bounty here that you would be hemorrhaging so much money. So much money. Think about that, guys. In a 36-pack box, let's say 36 packs. These guys are selling all kinds of packs all day, every day, and for some reason can't hit this energy. In a 36-pack box, so they're going to hit 4 on average. They're going to hit 4 of these multi-$1,000 bounties. How do you think they're doing that? Come on. Okay, well, we're here. One more point. I guess we should probably take a look through the people that are liking the PMW I'm innocent claim, many of which are his colleagues who were also banned for doing the same thing. But interesting. Yeah, yes, Loupe Scala is there. Of course he is. You got to support your scammy bros any way you can. Cali Lurk, that's a interesting post to like, since you haven't been exactly Rattle investigated yet, or featured in any of these videos, but you were working for Blake, so maybe we need to look a little bit more into that. That's a nice little tidbit there, maybe a little lead, self lead. If you're buying from any of these people, and like, okay, so I mean, maybe you're not buying from Pwood anymore. Again, if you're buying from any of these people and they're apologizing or they're backing someone that was clearly doing the same energy shit as all the rest of the team that they were on, taking thousands of dollars from people every stream. PMW, very cool. Philly Lurk, oh, we got the lurkers are lurking. Okay, all right, don't worry, you're on the radar. You are definitely on the radar. And we're gonna take a quick little sneak peek at that, maybe see what's going on there. Very cool. So again, some of this, we got plugs, we got some of the, so we got some people in here. If you're buying from any of these people, you got to be careful, because if they can't see what's dead straight down in front of them, and they're willing to put their name and like like something that PMW is posting here and saying like, I didn't do it, I don't deserve to be banned, and they're like, yeah, you know what, you shouldn't be banned. I totally believe in you. They're either dumb, they're okay with him doing shady things, or maybe they're probably even doing shady things themselves. Why they would incriminate themselves, or at least not necessarily incriminate, but why they would want to stand out to something that I can clearly view that is very public information, like a Cali Lurk here, is pretty wild to me. So it shouldn't be to anyone's surprise that if we go take a look at any of the Cali Lurk streams with Blake here, you go look at them and everything is off camera again. They got the Mega Bounty Super Plus Ultra prizes in the background, carnival style, hanging bananas, stuffed elephants, all that fun stuff that you can win for prizes. You know, the stuff that would be worth nothing, but I guess in this case, at least it's worth something, but you're not going to win it anyway. So maybe it's more like one of those, the Crane games that has like the iPhones and crap in it. All right, so what do we have here? We're going to watch the clip real quick here. Again, well, maybe Cali Lurk was a little bit smarter with the nonsense, with the shenanigans that are going on, but I do believe that there are also signs that shenanigans were happening here. And I'd say that this is something that Whatnot is also going to have to look into more on the back end to see who was actually winning, because, again, I would not tell my worst enemy, I would not tell the Blakers to buy loose Japanese packs from anyone, let alone buy loose Japanese packs from someone that has them off camera, that has somebody working with them off camera, to the point that you got a second person that would even be able to hand you packs, and you have full control. So if you got to hit the gold card, these Japanese ones are just as egregious as the energy stuff, a little bit harder to prove, because you pretty much have to know, like, hey, are they giving it out to certain people? Or do we have to look at like just an intense amount of footage, some of which is not very available anymore, not as readily available. A lot of it does pop up. I have seen a lot of it. But again, this is like gold bounties. How often are they getting a gold card? You would need a huge sample size to know, like, hey, they're not getting the one hit per box as often as they should be. And then they got their bin that they're either manipulating or using as like a deflection to say like, oh, look, I mixed them all up. Again, don't buy Japanese packs as single packs. Please buy the sealed boxes. Even the sealed boxes are sketchy, because you can get resealed boxes where they take out the hits from them and reseal the box. The new pull strip crap is absolute BS. But again, we got Japanese packs. Okay, let's look at the scenario here beforehand. We got if I'm a Whatnot G-Baller 69 that's looking to scam you, I just have to have my packs off screen. These can be weighed out beforehand. The weighed out ones, I can go winky, 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 and then somebody bids on it. They don't need to be in the room. They don't need to be anywhere. They just need to know when they bid, when they win, when to go in hard on one of these packs. And other people don't know. They don't know that they should be spending more or less on that particular pack. But someone could be informed of that, and it's as easy as them having it weighed out beforehand. Again, very hard to prove. But that's why you have to open the box on camera. Japanese boxes, you should be pretty much selling the whole box before you open any of the box, and just do one box at a time, not like toss a bunch of boxes in a bin. People can count how many big hits there were out of that, and then you start adding more, so it's diluting, so the odds are no longer what the box odds are. Like, this is shady. This is absolutely shady, and there is a lot of things. You could easily be getting taken for a trip, and then when you combine this with the fact that Cali Lurk is going to defend PMW, this is looking bad. I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't recommend anyone touches anything like this. And again, this is gonna be like Cali Lurk will be like, oh my god, what not ban me? But then if they go back and look at the logs and they see that the same people were getting the big hits all the time, if they go back and look at the video footage, I don't know how long they keep video footage, but this should not be allowed. I mean, the bounty stuff shouldn't be allowed in general. I don't know if that's like a genie that they can put back in the bottle at this point in time, because every G-baller is expecting mega bounty prizes to the extreme in the background. But it looks like it's being exploited more than it is. And I'm seeing non-Blakers that are doing a lot of this stuff too. And yes, maybe that'll be like its own separate sub-series or something like that, where we go after and look at all of the people that were doing it that were not part of the Blakers. I'm not saying the Blakers are the only people ripping you off on whatnot, but it's suspicious when you have something like this. All right, clip.
The SR from Scarlett EX, and you got yourself into our hit draft, and each number is a guaranteed booster box. As many numbers as you get is as many booster boxes as you are guaranteed. Let's go, chat. Who's gonna start us off?
So you notice here, hit any gold SAR or penny SR. So we're in the zone where you can reduce the odds or completely negate the odds of someone winning this if you don't want them to win it. Because when you're taking the weighable stuff, I mean, it's the same scam essentially. It could be the same scam as people that are opening a box, taking the big hits from it. Because when you have texture on it and stuff like that, Japanese packs are the most weighable thing in existence, the most searchable thing in existence. They're very consistent with the amount of hits they have. They're very weighable because there's so few cards in the pack and only so many that are going to have texture on them. It's right there. It's like there's no way this should be allowed.
Starting $1 chat, first pack magic. Starting $1 chat, first pack magic. TT Remix, what's up? Welcome in, chat. Welcome in. Who wants it?
$1 for a pack.
$1 for a pack, chat.
3,
2, 1. Let's go.
Good luck, TT.
Woo! Pinar, GG's, TT.
All right, so there you heard it. You got somebody in the background. You got a team of people who are here. So even if they didn't have it all pre-set up where they have a stack of the hits and those hits go out to certain people, you could have even some stuff going on in the background where the packs are getting handed over. Anything like that. I mean, the person in the background doesn't even necessarily have to be doing anything or helping out with that. It can all be set up beforehand. Again, we've seen a clip by one of the Blakers where they're covering the camera on the way back to the table, which is weird. I mean, maybe they don't want to show off all their lotion and Kleenex that's on their desk beside the cards, but I don't know. There's a lot that's hidden here that shouldn't be hidden. You have plenty of real estate on the screen there that doesn't need to be totally bounties. And you know what? Even if they have the Japanese packs already in a fancy dancy 3D printed or acrylic load-em-a-bob and they're pulling them out in order, those can be preset as well to be only pumping out, to be only producing hits at a certain rate. This is there's like inside and out. This can be exploited easily and should not exist on the platform. It's bad enough that people can reseal things, and there's no way you're going to be able to tell. And with the speed that they're opening them, they're not inspecting the pack, and it's on a camera. The quality on this video is a little bit better than others that we've seen, like Blake's, which is seemingly purposely bad. Maybe to hide some finer details. Again, he said that Craig, his BFF, I don't know if they're BFFs anymore. Apparently not, with Craig deleting all the Blake posts on his stuff. Maybe they're just secret BFFs now. But it's all by design. Snee had a side cam, no longer had a side cam. It's hard to scam with a side cam. You wouldn't want to have that on there. Again, it's guys, you're trusting these people with your money, and they have you at their mercy. They have you by the testes, and they have 3 fingers in your butthole, and they're wiggling them around, and they can do whatever the fuck they want with your money. That's what we're looking at here. It's bad. It's really, really bad. The bounty system should not exist. It is just, it's out of control at this point, but I'm sure for as long as it's existed, there has been some carnies that are shafting you. And for the most part, if they're good at it, it's very hard to prove. This on screen here, very hard to prove. You'd have to go through so much footage to know, like, hey, we're not getting the right amount of hits per pack. You'd have to go through every one of them. You'd have to watch through the entire thing. You have to go a little ticker. You tick every time that you get that 1 per box hit, and you'd have to count whether or not those are happening. You'd have to go in. Pro tips here, whatnot, for what you're going to have to do, what you have on your plate. Hopefully you have somebody that's not making very much an hour that can go through and do this for you. Or some people on salary that maybe they can stay overtime and go through and look at every time somebody wins, who are the winners? Are they the same winners? And then is everything that's supposed to be shipped out? With it being singles, hard to prove whether or not the actual cards are sent. But with the booster boxes and stuff like that, surely there's going to be a monster package if someone's winning a bunch of boxes or anything like that. So this is all stuff that Whatnot has within their control. This is all stuff that should be public information. All the streams should be very available, probably for at least a year. I think publicly available. They should have all the chat. You shouldn't need iOS in order to see them. You should be able to just hit a download button to download the entire stream in case you want to watch it while you're offline, while you're out in the woods camping and you want to check for some scams. There's a ton of stuff, and this doesn't cost, well, it does cost them more because it's storage and all that, but it doesn't cost them any more in actual labor. Because you'd essentially have the community, like the community, fuck, I hate that word. Like the community has helped me with gathering clips and footage and stuff like that. You would have them doing that for free. People don't want to see other people scammed. That's the reason why this is getting so much traction. Well, that and a lot of the people that are scammed are really pissed off and want their money back. It's all there. How do you not see that? How do you think this is okay? How did this get so out of control? All right, so I have a lot of people asking me like, hey, how do I get my refund? I emailed them and they say, go shaft myself, fill out the form. And at this point in time, you pretty much just have to fill out the form. I can't help you with emails or anything like that. If you do submit the form and they reject the form, yes, you're probably going to have to wait a while. It seems like they're going from oldest stream to newest stream, which it might be the reason for the forum in general, is just they're going to go through one stream at a time, see if there were any shenanigans going on, and then refund the people that way. So people did receive some refunds for older streams, but not the newer ones. Just hold tight unless you get rejected. If you get rejected and you think there was a good reason, or you have the information on what was going on in that particular stream, then do let me know, because then we need to include it in a video to make sure that everyone actually gets refunded. So that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing a lot of people that are reaching out the wrong way, that are doing the wrong thing, and instead of filling out the form. I know they should just blanket refund everyone that ever purchased from Blake, in my opinion. But that's not what they're doing. I guess they're going to bank on the fact that they're hoping that people don't request refunds. Is my guess, which is it's kind of shady. It kind of should be on them. If you have somebody scamming on your platform, scamming your customers, scamming their customers, then you should be looking after that on your own. You have all the details that you need in order to refund everyone from any of those streams. And if you have to go look through all of the streams in general to begin with, then you should probably be doing that. Otherwise, you're just going to have, like, You're gonna have refund requests for forever. You're gonna have that form open forever, and someone 2 years from now that says, "Hey, I was in one of those streams," is gonna be able to get a refund. I don't know. It seems like again, I can't see the financials on any of this, but you would think that it would be worth saving their reputation to say like, hey, everyone's getting a refund, not like hassle them with, hey, you have to return the items that you got. You have to do this. You have to jump through 3 hoops. You have to submit a separate form for every time you ever purchased from the Blakers. It's not a good look. In my opinion. So here we have it. We have the Whatnot Discord. Again, it seems like usually they were very strict on like no throwing shade. If you throw shade at anyone, then you can go shaft yourself 24/7. The mods will tell you to eat a big dick in hell, and that you have to contact the trust and safety email address, which seemingly doesn't do a whole lot most of the time. Whatnot seems to only like public pressure or opinion, and I guess at this point it's so out of control that they can't even moderate the Discord, because everything ever would be just deleted, removed, I guess. So here we have it. We have people talking to Bicep Curly Fries, the moderator. I appreciate the statement pinned in the channel, but I'm curious if Blake Martinez is still an investor in Whatnot. I asked in general, and no mods replied. So that's the thing too. I think it's probably best that Whatnot is as transparent as they can legally be on this stuff. I don't know if there's certain implications and certain things that they're not allowed to share in terms of their users and or customer information, so they might not be able to totally share all the stuff that we're able to share on the channel here, since there's no contracts involved with us. There's no legal action that's taken. I'm not taking legal action on anybody that I wasn't affected. I'm just here to cover it. I'm here to see that things are made right for everyone involved. That's it. I've done no skin in the game. Did not buy anything from the Blakers. Have never purchased anything on Whatnot, and never will. Squanchy saying the statement made is 100% not true. It seems that this message mirrors what the big news channels are saying. They don't mention the convoluted hoops that you have to jump through to get your money back, and even then it's a maybe. So that's the thing too. Their statements that they made, and we'll read through this real quick. It says, "Hi channel, we really appreciate the community's commitment to reporting trust and safety issues. Our priority is ensuring a fair and honest experience for customers and upholding our community guidelines. After a comprehensive investigation into Blake's Breaks operations, we have decided to permanently remove the seller from our platform, including the individual employees involved in misconduct. We have refunded all buyers impacted by the infractions." So they word it as if they already did, like it's past tense, like they already refunded everyone. But even the most egregious, even the Maggie incident did not get refunded right away. So I don't know why they're saying we have refunded. It should say we will be refunding. I don't know if that was like another weird choice of words, wrong choice of words, or if this was by design and they're trying to fool. It doesn't take much to fool the mainstream media and all these journalists that are, again, they're useless. They're not all of them, but 99% of the articles that were written on this stuff have no idea. 99% of the podcasts that were discussing this stuff, no idea what the hell's going on. Not even a clue, other than reading and speculating on the and trying to get their word count up, talking about fake Jigglypuffs and dumb shit. Trying to say they have refunded everyone is a straight lie, but it also obfuscates the truth that many people are getting denied because they can't prove the scam with the video receipt, when they don't acknowledge that if they pay more than market for a pack, that they're part of a game and the games are all rigged. I'd say, yeah, the games are all rigged. And if they wanted to, they could rig the packs themselves. That's the thing is, they don't want to rig the packs themselves because people will see a trend of not getting a big hit. They won't see the games. They don't know the math behind the games. They don't know the 1 and 8. They don't know the 2 and 8, the 3 and 8, the 4 and 8, the 5 and 8, and the odds of all of that happening back to back to back to back to back. Unless your boy Rattle gets the chalkboard out, I guess it's a whiteboard, definitely not MS Paint, then people don't see what those odds are. They don't see it. They're just like, oh crap, I'm just very unlucky every time. Or they don't see all of the times that it happened until it's all compiled. I know they don't like that. It's, oh, you totally clipped it out of context that we're all doing the same thing. Those were different days. Is that what Luke Skilla said? That it happened on a different day. It doesn't count. So this is a disingenuous statement to make, and it's not going to blow over that easy. No, it definitely is not going to blow over that easy. I think if... I know Whatnot it does look like they're trying to do the right thing here. I just hope that they actually follow through with doing the right thing. That's all we can hope for. I'm kind of doubtful now. I was really hoping that they would just blanket refund, that they would not require the form, that they would go through and they have all that customer information. So video, maybe they do, maybe they don't have it beyond a certain date. But in terms of actual like payment information and what stream was what, I'm sure they have to keep a record of that for as long as they exist. I don't know if maybe beyond 10 years they don't have to do that, but for that stuff, it doesn't make sense for them not to at least keep a log of it, because the space is pretty negligible when it comes to like transaction history and stuff like that. So if someone knows more about that, is more business savvy and or regulation savvy on that stuff, please do chime in down below. Regardless, I want to know what you guys think down below. And remember, if there's any G-ballers down there that are complaining that there's too many episodes of this, or that this is fake, or that I'm just blowing smoke up Blake's butthole, and that his target on his back is too juicy, no, we're covering everything here. Again, if there's new information, there's new videos. I'm waiting for Rattle's 69th video on this. Man, I really hope it doesn't take that long. As funny as it would be to actually get to 69 parts. Until then, these streamers are going to sing like canaries, and it's going to catch up to y'all sooner than later. No more corporate canned responses. No more telling us about public trust when you have broken it. No more glaring conflicts of interest. We're through with it. Compiled is our list of demands. Stay tuned for a change.org petition that we'll do our best to have everyone sign. I don't know the petition, whether or not that's going to do anything. But like we're getting on the level of so much fraud, so much dollar value in fraud, that the old I would be very surprised if the feds don't get involved. And this is someone that has seen them get involved on other things. Take that with what you will. I'm just a stupid Canadian making videos about this stuff. Make sure to DM me here or on Insta, same name, with any more info or demands that y'all would like to ensure transparency and restore public trust, or feel free to respond in here. The mods have been sleeping ever since the heat got turned up. List of demands. We want records of the very first time that Blake was reported to Trust and Safety. Usernames can be redacted. We just want the raw data and the allegations. So, yes, and that's something that I will ask you guys. My DMs are just swamp dogged 29 billion and counting. But if you have any reports, if you reported Blake and or any of the Blakers, whether old Blaker, new Blaker, any Blaker, send me the report. Send me the emails that you sent to support and their response to it, because I think compiling that even on our end, I doubt that they're going to release all that information, any of the reports or the list of reports that happened. They might make a general statement like, oh yeah, there were a lot of reports and they got overlooked because people weren't responsible. It's taking a lot of ownership by Whatnot, so maybe that doesn't happen whatsoever. But we got one today, and we're gonna keep looking at those. Those are something that I think is very important here. The fact that people have reached out, that the fact that these streamers have been warned by their customers, by the people, well, not necessarily their customers, but by people in the chat that are in there along their customers, saying that the packs are mappable, and they're refusing it. They're either getting banned for guessing the next energy. They're getting banned if they're saying that it's mappable. The streamer's gonna like tell them it's not, brush it off and whatever. It's all there. A lot of it is buried, but it's all there. 2, we want the total number of trust and safety reports in Blake's tenure with Whatnot from the very first to the very last. 3, we want to know what action was taken each and every time that Blake was reported. That's going to be a whole lot of nothing. Well, other than, I guess, the shill dogging that apparently just resulted in a penalty of not getting early payout, which is pretty hilarious that you can rip people off and that happens. Still no confirmation from Whatnot that was an actual thing, but to my understanding, that was a thing. That is what happened. 3, we want to know what action was taken each and every time that Blake was reported. 4, we want the same information for the top 50 grossing streamers on the platform. We need transparency to restore public trust. I mean, I think just in general, having everything visible at all times, you should be able to, maybe there's a filter, you can toggle it on and off. You should be able to see when somebody gets banned, it should not delete all of their texts, all of their messages that they sent within the chat. That should all be there. It should show when they were banned. It should show who they are if you want to see that information, because it's all part of, that's like the bare minimum of how transparent they need to be, is provide everything that happened within that. You need to be able to see who's bidding on everything. You should be able to see all that information, who bids each time. You should be able to see the chat. You should be able to see if people are actually talking to the streamer or warning the streamer that the stuff is mappable, other than having to dig through and look for like times where they actually respond, which was also very stupid of them. But what are we to expect from a bunch of Blakers, right? Easily manipulated Blakey Wakies. We need to see how deep the scamming goes, and we will request a clean house if anyone who is egregiously scamming or facilitating scammers. Pokegenesis says, time to go to HQ. We got Squanchy Slab Lab. We got the old Shredder. I'm assuming that was a GIF. Very, very classic. Bicep is saying, hi there. Sorry for the delay in response. If you're interested in learning more about funding, history, and investors, all of this info is publicly available on Crunchbase or Deal Room. And Simsom says, thank you. This is blocked by a paywall. Still not a yes or no. Yeah, you would, I don't know. You would think that, like, I don't know, as a company, if you have somebody that's on the platform that is an investor, you probably want to show all of that. But now where it looks like there might be some like indirect investing going on, maybe that's not feasible. We got Pokegenesis that says this is blocked by a paywall. Still not yes or no. They're not gonna answer you. Genesis says, I know. Whatnot don't give a care at all. They're busy trying to avoid actually righting all these terrible wrongs. The Grandmaster says, honestly, y'all have to have one thing to decide, and that's to continue or not. Petitions aren't really ever useful, and they'll never release the logs unless they absolutely have to. Just decide whether you want to stay or not and act. So that's the thing too. Like, you got to think like long term here. Whatnot. You have a lot of the people that were spending these big dollars in the Blake streams. They're not going to spend on your platform anymore if you don't rectify the situation as fast as possible. Like, how do they trust you or anyone else on the platform? I don't think they should to begin with. But how do they put trust in that again? If you make them jump through a million hoops in order to get a refund on something that you yourself deemed as ban worthy and refund worthy. Bicep says, Crunchbase has some info behind a paywall, but you don't need an account to access our list of investors on a Deal Room. Just click on the Whatnot Investors tab. Crunchbase has some info behind a paywall. All right, we have a new law went into effect recently regarding... Where the hell are we here? I guess we don't know what the law that went into effect, but I would like to know what the law was that went into effect, if anyone has that. If it's true, I appreciate the info. Thank you for sharing. Does Whatnot have a statement? We got CJ Rube 3 who's saying, does Whatnot have a statement on why a higher up within the company is seen on streams condoning Blake to take cards off stream, even though that is a direct violation of community guidelines? So that's the thing. Rules for thee, not for he. We got Blake doesn't have rules. Blake didn't have rules. It's pretty clear that Blake doesn't have rules. The Blakers didn't have rules underneath him. There was a lot of rules that were broken. If you broke those rules, you'd be in trouble. You'd probably not be on the platform anymore if you did any of those, or you did some combination of those. See you later. With Blake, it seemingly didn't matter. The punishments, the only punishment that I've seen was that like early payment screenshot. Were there any more? Were there actually? I've seen screenshots of people that have to pay more fees. Because they didn't ship something, or something wasn't marked shipped, or they didn't get scanned on the way to, like, after they dropped it at the post office, they had to pay an extra percentage or something like that on their fees, which is a weird way to punish your creators or your sellers. to charge them more fees instead of like banning them or saying like, hey, you screwed up here, you're screwing customers. That's not looking out for the customers. That's just helping Whatnot collect more money. Osvaldo says, the mods previously mentioned that only official statement has been pinned on the channel. Craig in the feedback general channel has also mentioned that all official statements will be posted on the official Whatnot Twitter account. CJ Rube 3 saying, well, that statement doesn't address what is seen in this video that I know. They have all seen this in person, and this person is still employed there. I also don't do Twitter, so not much to ask. They post them here as well. Yeah, you would think that they would have it. Even on the Twitter itself, it's pretty buried at this point in time. You would think that that'd be something that you want to pin, right? Do they know how to pin things on Twitter? I had someone in the last video ask me what the link is for the refund. So I'm going to add the link for the refund in all of my videos that I make on this. Just so that people that haven't seen or can't or now have to like shuffle through Twitter or that don't use Twitter are able to find that. I think that is a very important thing to include. So that'll always be down there. I'll retroactively add it to all the previous YouTube descriptions. But yeah, hopefully you guys this works itself out. It seems like it's an ongoing mess. I don't think we pull back from any of this again until everything is made right. If they don't have pressure on them, I don't know if they'll do the right thing. Which is my concern, and largely why we're still going with this. Not to mention the fact that there's just like clearly there's going to be other people involved that weren't banned. There was no action taken yet. So whether or not Whatnot is looking or needs more information on that, I don't know what they see on the back end. But for everyone else that wants that transparency, I'm not affiliated with Whatnot. Again, I don't think I'll ever be in any capacity whatsoever, but I'm here to provide the information. And yes, it's going to be lengthy. Yes, this video is going to be way too long for the average viewer, but for anyone that wants the full story and all the story and not just a news line snippet of a Blakey Wakey, Bo Bakey, shaky your money out of your pockets at lunchtime, then I'm here for you. Okay, last thing that we need to cover today is the grading. Back onto the grading. So we looked at grading in the last video or the one before that. I can't remember, but we looked at grading. There was a little bit of issue with grading, some weird stuff going on where I would definitely suspect that there was some shenanigans that could have or did happen in regards to PSA and or CGC submissions, where people were not getting sequential numbers. They were not getting the packs and or cards that they actually sent for grading. They were getting different ones. We had Pete Locke, who kind of explained that yes, they can get mixed up, which shouldn't be a thing. That should never be a thing, regardless of the grading company. I don't care how you need to have it organized, how much extra work it is. You need to make sure that if somebody's paying extra for grading, that they're actually getting what they paid for. So this is weird, and I would love an explanation on this. Maybe Vaughn would like to talk to me at some point, so I'll see if I can reach out to him. But you see here, Vaughn is on the PSA website. Apparently, Vaughn does not work for PSA, but PSA does not update their website with their current employees and or account specialists, which is weird. We got him working in the California office, and he was working with blakesbreaks, so he was like their account specialist, I guess, at one point in time. He left PSA and is now, or I guess was, I don't know if he now still is after the whole eruption, we'll call it, but he was then working for Blake, but he's still on the PSA website, so he was doing the PSA submissions for Blake. But there's a weird thing with that. Usually, and as we're going to look at, creators are supposed to submit the cards to PSA in a way that those cards are then sent to the buyer. They're not sent back to the seller, but they are. They are sent back to Blake, which is another like weird rules for thee but not for he situation. So why is it that Blake gets the stuff back instead of going straight to the customer? And what's the reason for that? Why that's an extra shipment that needs to take place. It's contradictory to all of the things that are going on with Whatnot. It's another exception that Whatnot is giving Blake, and another way that he can potentially rob you. He can swap your pack. Let's say you get a graded 10 pack, sick nasty. You get sent a 9 or an 8. Are you going to be able to tell the difference? When you do tell the difference, are you going to be able to contact Pete Locke, the assistant to Blake, a very young man, again, who I'm under the impression that maybe he's hiring someone that young as his assistant because they're easily manipulated? Is that why, Blake? Like, it seems weird to have, like, you're this, like, $11.5 million Pokemon and you're hiring, like, an 18-year-old assistant? What the hell is that? What's that about? Regardless, we've seen Pete confirm in DMs that stuff is not going to the correct people, that stuff is getting mixed up, and people are supposed to be okay with that. What the hell is going on here? Why is it that a PSA sales team member is now, or was now, working for Blake instead of for PSA? They're still on the website. How is this? Why does this operate any differently than anyone else on the platform is the real question here. So let's look at some DMs. Let's look at a report. We have a customer here who is a little bit concerned with the fact that their stuff is not going to them from PSA. It's going back to Blake, and then it's going to, well, I guess it's going back to Vaughn. I don't know if at this point in time. I don't know what the timeline is for the Vaughn going from PSA to Blake to, I don't know what the hell he's going to do now. Jerk off in a corner. We have someone, a customer, reaching out to Blake saying, "Hi, I'm just checking with you guys because I'm having issues with another seller on here regarding grading. Per terms and conditions of Whatnot, it says my team goes to grading and they will let me know the results and ship it directly to me. Is this item you sent me for grading going to abide by those terms and conditions, or is it going back to you before coming to me?" They say, "It is returning to us and we will be shipping it back to you." So I'm not sure exactly if this is probably Pete Locke, I'm assuming, but again, I don't know. I don't know who would be answering the main messages here, and I don't think they say at any point, but it was one of the Blakers. It really kind of irrelevant at this point in time, because if you have somebody that has access to that, that's answering customers and saying what things are, they should know what they're talking about. LOL, doesn't that violate Whatnot's terms and conditions? So I guess this was like vintage unlim randomizer pull 300 equals PSA graded sealed pack or graded hollow. Oh my god, man, this never ends. Ooh, we got something that we didn't cover earlier. But that's a little bonus if someone would like to read through that. I got my order mixed up here on my PowerPoint presentation, aka Chrome tabs. Give that a pause if you want to read that. But essentially, it's just more of the Whatnot Discord blowing up. You can tell by the red and black craziness. All right, so he says, "Can I get a refund on this pack? I paid for grading on it and I don't need a refund for that, and you guys can just have the graded pack, but can I get refunded on the pack itself, please? I'm confused on what do you mean. I bought a fossil pack from you guys and I paid for you to send it off for grading. Can I cancel the fossil pack for a refund? I don't need a refund for the grading I paid for. Hoping the odds that you'll help me out are better if I just asked for the fossil pack refund instead of both. Unfortunately, we aren't able to do so." So that's the most important thing here is not whether they accept the return or not. The most important detail here that we're looking at is the fact that Blake receives everything back. The Blakers receive everything back from the grading companies and then ship it to you, where no one else is apparently allowed to do that on the platform. So do you think that rule exists for a reason? Why is it that Blake gets the exception here? They say, "I'm going to dispute it with Whatnot and my bank since you guys violated Whatnot's terms and conditions. I don't know why some of you sellers on here can't do business the right way and refuse to make it right. We spoke with Whatnot about this actually. We are most definitely allowed to do this, but thank you so much for your concern." Ooh, they are allowed to do it. So they're admitting that they talked to Whatnot, that Whatnot gave them permission to do that. "I understand you are angry about the purchase you made and regret it, but unfortunately that isn't on us, that's on you. No worries, my bank won't see it that way." And that's the thing too. It's just like, chargeback is always an option. If you charge back on Whatnot, you're almost certainly going to get banned. I would say that you probably want to go the route of the form. If it was me, at least, you're probably going to go the route of the form. before anything else, and before even any sort of like legal thing pops up. Again, I'm not going to give you legal advice, but I think just hang out, see if the form, fill out a form for every single time that you purchase from Blake or any of the Blakers, and then see what happens. You might be waiting a while. People have been. No worries. We will definitely be letting Whatnot know about this as you're trying to exploit them. Yeah, you got to look out for Whatnot there. You're the one exploiting people and treating customers like shit. There's a way to do business and you're doing it wrong. This is not true at all. We always take care of our customers, which is why they come back. Are they coming back now? This conversation seems to be going nowhere. What I'm getting from this is you're trying to exploit Whatnot and get money back from an unhappy purchase. Thank you and have an amazing day. Hello, okay man, take it easy. And then we have, so here's another example of how Whatnot was very informed on what was going on here. And we can read through these real quick. So we have Sean here who had the issues, who says, your terms and conditions state otherwise. You're trying to let them send an item different from the one I paid for. It's not right. I told my bank and hopefully they fix it. But you all lost a customer. Can't even follow your own terms is ridiculous. Very true. Whatnot support. Here we go. I like how they say trust and safety at Whatnot. There's no like signature on what trust and safety member that was. I don't know if there were multiple at that time or just one answering these emails, but you think that would be pretty important detail. But this is April 13th, 2023. You would think that there would be more than one trust and safety person. They say, hello there. Since you have yet to receive the item and there is no way to confirm the seller will send you the incorrect item, we'll not be able to assist you with the refund at this time. Anyway, you can reach out the support once you receive your item and you have 100% sure the item isn't what you purchased from him. So to iterate, we ask you wait for the grading company deliver the item and open another ticket if the item received isn't according to what you purchased on the stream. So it's okay if he breaks the rules, and you're not going to do anything unless it's on the customer to prove that he swapped something out. That is absolutely wild. Again, when you got Blake with a seemingly intentionally bad-looking stream setup, when you got people that are removing cameras from their stream setup, to go back and you're going to have to look at the footage that maybe it's not even available at that point in time, because if it's more than 30 days since you purchased, you can't look at the VOD anymore. I don't know if you can longer than that, if you actually made the purchase within that stream. So now you have to save the stream to make sure that it doesn't disappear by the time you get your stuff back from grading, which can take a very long time. And even in 2023, I think PSA is pretty banked up right now. You have to prove that them breaking the rules is they're intentionally doing something wrong on top of breaking the rules. That is absolutely ridiculous, and I hope this is looked into by Whatnot as well. You're welcome, Whatnot. Check this out. Again, if you have anything like this and would like to share it, please do send it my way, and we'll include it in some of this video series. Sean says, dude, that's the whole point, because you guys didn't follow your own terms and conditions. There's no way to know now if I'm getting the pack I paid for. That's just it. It's hard. You'd have to go in and be like, yeah, so the crimp is like a little different here on the one that I paid for. And again, on a crappy camera, trying to prove that to, again, it's so much hassle for something that shouldn't exist. There should be no exception. This is the rules. You have to follow them, whether you're Blake or not. He should have had to pay fees. He didn't have to pay fees. You shouldn't be able to bring hollows off in front of a friggin' GM, off screen, off camera. No one else is allowed to do that. He's allowed to do that. He shouldn't be allowed to receive the graded cards back because everyone else has to. It's rated. We're going to take a look at that. Sean says, I made purchases from you according to your terms and conditions. You violated those terms on the buyer. That was misled. I've sent you screenshots multiple times of your own terms and conditions, and everyone of you keep choosing to ignore it. Your terms and conditions are a contract with the customer. I bought that pack under the assumption that what was laid out in your terms is what I would receive. Your terms clearly state what should happen with what I buy and how I'm to be updated. It's not complicated, guys. You all wrote the rules. That's the thing. It's their rules. They could have wrote it in any way they wanted, but they didn't. They wrote it in a way that Blake is allowed to break them, but other people are not. What do we have here? During the purchase, also at the arrival moment, if you think the item received is different than what you ordered, please feel free to contact our support team. Until then, we will not be able to assist you with a refund for this order. No, that process should not be happening. It shouldn't be on someone to wait and see if they get ripped off with something that's shady and against the rules to begin with. It's like, oh, it's okay if they take packs off the screen. As long as if you can prove that they ripped you off, then you're fine. It's okay if they have their bin, if they have the packs off screen beforehand, they can bring them on screen, even though they could easily map them or reseal them or anything like that in order to make stuff hit a certain amount of time, hit certain things at certain times, hit things when people want to hit things, when they have somebody that they want to win, hit things at the end of the stream after they milk people for all the energies that are possibly pulled out of packs, when they pretend that it's not mappable. All that stuff. It's all of it. You did nothing. You did fucking nothing, and I don't feel bad for Whatnot in this situation. I mean, not that I'm ever going to feel bad for Whatnot at all, but you did this to yourself. You allowed this to go on. Whether or not everyone in the company knew about it, people in the company knew about it. And it should have been, maybe it was just like, oh, we can't do anything. We don't want to lose our superstar that's in the commercials that play during Rattle videos. All right, so here it is. If available for a given transaction, a buyer may opt into a grading service offered by Whatnot's third-party service provider, the grading service provider, to grade the item purchased by the buyer, and a grading opt-in. Upon the occurrence of a transaction whereby the buyer has selected the grading opt-in, seller will ship the item to the grading service provider. Okay, so Blake is going to send it to PSA or CGC. Very cool. The grading service provider will then assess the authenticity, quality, and condition of an item. Sorry, guys, I'm recording this in the morning. I promise I can read. Once the grading service provider completes its assessment, the grading service provider will provide the buyer with the results of such assessment and will ship the item to the buyer. So the grading company ships it to the buyer. That's in the rules. That's in the Whatnot facts. That's on whatnot.com. You wrote it. So why the hell? Why is this another example that we have to look at where Blake doesn't have to play by the rules? And how deep does this go at Whatnot? Who was this? Who said that? Who gave him the okay? Was it Craig? Did Craig give him the okay to, you know what, you guys can take stuff back? What is even the reason for that? It's an extra shipping step that doesn't need to happen. If a buyer participates in the grading opt-in, such buyer will be charged an additional fee payable to Whatnot as set out on the Whatnot facts. If available for a given transaction, a buyer may opt into a grading service offered by Whatnot's third-party service provider, Professional Sports Authenticators, to grade the item purchased by the buyer. So, again, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how people let this go on, let this happen for as long as they did. I mean, a lot of people just got silenced. They got banned if they spoke up in the chat. If they were in the Whatnot Discord and they brought anything to anyone's attention, they got their shit deleted and they were told to contact the customer service, the Whatnot support, trust and safety at Whatnot, that don't even sign their name on which individual you're talking to, which is also a little bit problematic. Who the fuck are you talking to here? Who's trust and safety at Whatnot? Who is it? Who handled this situation? I mean, there's no accountability there. You just sign it as a fucking department within the organization. Like, what a fucking joke. Absolute joke. You guys should be pissed. You should be absolutely pissed. And again, if you had anything graded through them, I think you should be getting a refund on that as well. You should be fighting with Whatnot and saying like, hey, Blake shouldn't have been receiving this shit back. They might have swapped out my stuff. It shouldn't be like a Whatnot says, oh, but you got to prove it wasn't exactly the same card that you got graded. No, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing with like the energy scam. Even if every now and then they let somebody win, the odds of the game itself are fucked. The odds of like maybe something got swapped out here, I'm seeing very little reason. I would love to know the business explanation of why it's a good idea to let one individual streamer on your platform who already has been shown so many favors, why they're allowed to receive everything back. They can fucking swap shit up Even we got Pete Luck, who can say that, yeah, your stuff gets shuffled around. There's seemingly no excuse from that. They're gonna point the finger at PSA or someone else. PSA should be also fucking pissed, because that's not how they operate. There's no way you get stuff mixed up unless you're being lazy or you're manipulating things in another way. And we've seen a lot of manipulation. He likes to manipulate people. It's seemingly like we like to manipulate energy games. It's fucking manipulation town. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you today. I know it was another long one, but bear with me. There's more to come. I got a backlog here of the old Blaker information. Thank you, all of you. Join the Discord. See you next time. Bye.